but in another way, it also protects this corner. If you just cut into it, which you could do if you wanted to, but you're taking a high risk on that corner to do it this up. Now I'm going to clip in the middle. And see, this is where you can, see, you have no choice, okay? You have to clip exactly up to the corner. And that's why we have those, you see, this has to be able to be pulled like that. So you cannot go only like within a quarter and then you say, oh, I'm scared. Nope, you have no choice. You got to get in that corner. Okay, now, once you did that, this is important. You're going to lay your piece. Also, guys, when you first start, make sure you know that you have a left and a right sleeve going on. Okay, so when you have one here, you got to have the other one right here. So this would be right here in order to, okay? So right now, because we machine sewing everything, so when we turn this back out, it has to end up on the right side. So right now, see my little lines? This is my 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, which you know, it starts out with a 1/4 of an inch, but then it goes into nothing. So this is the right side. This is the right side. So when you put these together, you actually have right side, wrong side, right side. So the wrong side ends up on the right side. Now I confused everybody.
Right, wrong?
It's just that. And now we're going to take the stay stitch and we're going to line it up on top of the marked. See, remember my quarter line? I'm going to take the stay stitch and I'm going to line it up with my quarter line. Because this piece is a straight piece, so you have to have that doesn't change. So right in here, I'm going to pin it right in front of the stay stitch. And you're going to bring this right into the center. See? Now when you look at this, see this angle? You're coming into nothing. See, the only thing that holds it together is that little stay stitch. And then we're going to flip this and we bring it all to the other side and then we do the rest. But I'm not going to pin that at this point. It's easier. So right now I'm going to go left of the, okay, to the left of the stay stitch. Do a little back stitch. Start with a back stitch.
So like a 16?
No, you're going to be
Directly to the left?
directly. Like, here's the
Like
stay
you don't want it
stitch, and you're going to be right there to the left of it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You have to be real close because you have to stay within that 1/4 inch. Okay, so watch. You can see it right there. You just watch your needle. See, the needle is going to go. See, you can also, when I do it by myself, I just kind of take this and I fold it right on top of it. And then I look at it. I don't like my foot. My foot is dancing. I'm not sure why. So, see, you bring it right on top of that. Just stay to the left of it until you gotta get into the middle of this. Slow down, use your hand wheel, okay? You don't have to change the stitch size because, see, you gotta get it right in that corner. See that? Right there. Now, you hold on to this part and you just move all this. Pick up your foot and move the fullness of the sleeve behind the needle. See, just move it around, move it over, Make sure it stays straight. See that? And then line it up and continue to the left of that stay stitch. See, you can just take it like that. Now you can pin it if you want. I just find it easier if I don't. Now, for some reason, look at that. I almost ran out of real estate. And end with a little back stitch. So, what you see is a miracle, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Basically.
See, this is 1/4 of an inch seam. I need to tighten my and see, no tuck. No tuck. You cannot have a tuck in here, see? It's got to be flat. No tuck.
No problem.
So basically, when you look at this
We got
now,
this.
you see when you look at this seam right now, and you look at your paper, you can see it too. See how this is coming in? The stay stitch is coming to nothing, and you know, then it comes back out. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see how that angles right there to nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second part is from this side right now. You keep your seam allowance towards the center and then just finger press. You can finger press or you can go to the iron board. But you know, the muslin, you can just finger press it. You just want to make sure it's flat. Okay? Now, the second seam is the one, see? Now you got that, you turn it over, and now the right side. See, this is now on the right side. You're going to bring this, when you bring this over, you want to just, don't do like that. You want to just cover that a little bit, no? Because it should be invisible. So you bring that just a little bit over. This is, when you first do it, you might be frustrated. And I know when I learned, I thought, oh my God, what is this? What are they torturing me for? But after a while, it's going to get easier. Again, we're going to bring this to the center and then move everything around and then do the other side. In the center, you have to be careful because you have very little. And also be careful not to pull too much because remember the binding is a bias piece. Now, usually there might be a little bit longer. Don't worry about it because I don't know why this one is perfect. Usually I end up with a little bit longer because they give you, the pattern is generous. Okay, now, see, here we go again. Famous edge stitch. Here we do another edge stitch, right? We were not going to get tired of that. So now we're going to use the inner foot, and actually you don't have to back stitch because this is going to be caught in a, but you can remove these pins but make sure it's flat on the back, and then just line this up and bring it in. So right now I'm going to bring this, see, I'm going to fold it where the center is. And again, when you get to that middle, kind of, okay, keep the needle down. That's important. You cannot move that needle. Then move everything to the back. You know, just kind of get rid of the fullness until it's flat in the front. You want to make sure there's nothing in there that is going to create a tuck for you. Then you go down the other side. Now see how I do that? I'm automatically, I push over and I bring this to the top, and when I pull, I'm perfect position for the next seam. Okay? All right? Now see?
Wow.
See? Now, if this runs a little bit over this, don't worry about it. That's no problem. But this is how it looks actually when it's finished. It's just a binding, see? But there is no pleat in, it has to be, okay? So now you got that done, and now you lay it out right side up. Now, the long side is the one that you need to turn under, because the cuff is going to button this way, So you turn this one under, and then you can just follow your little, your little notches. Take the second one and move it over to the first one, like that. Put a little pin, and then take, let's see, okay, here's this one and that one. Take the back one and bring it forward. So basically you have a half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, as far as proportion. That's pretty much how it ends up. The tucks have to go into the same direction that you would button. Like when you button your cuff, you go from top to bottom. So, see, it's like that. And then the tucks go in the same way. They don't come in this way. Okay, sometimes you have some of them on this side, but that's not too often. Basically, you have, like that. And what you do is you're just going to run a little stay stitch over this, just a little stitching. Take it easy though, with just a 1/4 inch, so we have it ready for the cuff later.
How many tucks do we have?
2.
2?
Yeah. And you have to make sure you get the measurement correctly, because otherwise, when we do the cuff later, we can end up with too much or too little, and then it won't fit the cuff. All right, so that's this part, and now this part here, you line them up halfway, and look on this side, and now we take that little corner up here, so that the placket won't gap open, and just on the inside, just take that last little tail here, and run a couple back stitches. That's it. Okay, so that's your continuous bound placket. See, now this is going to stop it from gabbing. It makes it lay down nice. So, okay, all right. Questions?
That was a 1/4, that last little, right?
This here?
No,
Yeah.
in the placket. Or
In
whatever.
here?
It was just a
This
little
is just a little corner.
corner. Okay.
Yeah. As long as you don't want to sew into here. You can only do it on the binding, on the little corner of the binding, okay? Don't sew into the garment, because you're not supposed to have a tuck there. Okay. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is your gathering stitch for the sleeve. Let me see the handout.